All right, in this video, we're gonna go over a few shifting tips to make sure that you're shifting smoothly, your timing's right, and that you're not mis-shifting and crashing your dirt bike. All right, so tip number one that we're gonna go over is, when do we shift? So more beginner levels, I would say you wanna shift coming out of the corner and get most of your shifting done before you stand up. That would apply to more advanced settings too, but at more of a pro level, I would say try to do most of your shifting in the air if you can. Get one or two coming out of the corner if you need it, but also get a shift up or a shift down in the air to kind of just give yourself a little more time, free up the engine while it's just floating in the air. Shifting in the air is very underrated and very undertaught, so make sure you think about that. So when to shift? We want to shift up coming out of the corners, more advanced, shift in the air as much as we can, and then obviously shift down going into our braking zone. When do we shift into our braking zone? I apply brakes, shift down, hold brakes, right? So I kind of do it right the first quarter part of my braking. I don't shift before I brake and I don't shift after I brake, I just do it during my braking zone. Tip two, clutch versus no clutch. This is a big debate, right? There's a lot of people, they're gonna come out and say, if you don't shift with your clutch going up or going down, you're gonna mess your transmission up. Here's what I do. You can go at your own discretion, and I'm gonna give you a little context. I've never blown a transmission. I use the clutch a little bit on my shift up. Sometimes, like on a start, for instance, I don't use the clutch at all. I just pull the gear. I don't make it a habit of doing that 24/7, but I know there's riders that do and probably get away with it. Shifting down, I never, ever, ever use the clutch when I'm shifting down. The reason for that is I want to create engine braking as well as my front and rear brake. I call it third brake. If you pull your clutch in, you shift down, you decrease your engine braking, right? And you also mess up just the traction and the feel for your rear brake. So make sure on the way up, a little bump of the clutch is fine. On the way down, don't use your clutch. The next big piece that you must understand is the motion of the foot. The motion in the ocean is very important, guys. And in this case, you want your foot to go to the lever, scraping across the bike. I want you to think about your foot is so tucked in that it feels like it's scraping across the bike, the inside toe mount of your foot, right? Down, back to the peg. When you scoop under, you go straight under. There's no out and in. You don't want to take the chance of going out and in to get under there and your foot catching a rut. You want to keep the foot as tucked in as possible the whole time. Okay, so it's a front to back movement. Okay, front to back movement. You got it?